Hi, welcome back to our channel and back to the tutorial for machine learning. Today we are going to continue the topic called support vector machine learning. This is one of the important algorithm. I'm checking here. Yeah, yes. So we already discussed about decision tree and so on, linear regression. So whenever you want to continue continuity, please kindly subscribe and check the playlist. Here, so one of the objective, before discuss the objective, we know about this idea about support vectoring machines. So one of the algorithm where it used for classification and regression also. Generally, we are using this algorithm for classification. Later, we can implement with the help of Python or R language and so on with any data sets. So here we will discuss only the fundamental thing. The objective, the main objective of this support vector algorithm is to find a hyperplane in an n-dimensional space that distinctly classify the data points. Let's remember. Moreover, the dimensions of the hyperplane depends upon the number of features. What are the features and what kind of data sets and so on. And if the input number is 2, then the hyperplane is just a line. I'm going to use a pointer, laser pointer. And if the input feature is 3, then the automatically the hyperplane becomes 2D plane here. Moreover, it becomes difficult to imagine when the number of features exceed the 3. So before now the concept how it work and support here now the basic things here. That means the basic terms what are going to use here. First of all, what is support vector? It's one of the closest one to closer to the hyperplane that is called a support vector here, and separating line will be defined with the help of these data points. And hyperplane, as we see in the diagram, it's a distant plane or space which is divided between a set of objects having different classes. It's look like this, and here margin. So margin means it always defined as a gap between the two lines on the closer closer data points of different classes. Moreover, how it be calculated? It calculated as the perpendicular distance from the line to the support vectors. We go to the diagram and we can get better clarity. And the main goal of SVM one more is saying divide the data set into classes to find a maximum marginal hyperplane. That is called MMH short term. And it can be done in following two steps. So we can go for support vector algorithm to solve any kind of problem. And what you can do, you can divide the data set into classes, and two steps you have to follow. First step number one saying here it will generate hyperplanes iteratively that segregates the classes in the best way. And another way, second step, it will choose a hyperplane that separates the classes correctly. Let's go for the simple example where you can get more understanding. Here, let's consider the two independent variable x1 and x2, and one dependent variable which is either a blue circle or red circle. So it will be look like with the help of hyperplane. So x1, x2 and so on. Let's go for another one how it does work. So here we can for understanding here now identify the right hyperplane. That's the scenario one. Here we have three hyperplanes called A, B, C. This is A, this is B, and C hyperplanes. Now identify the right hyperplane to classify stars and circle. So as I told you in the beginning, see here what I told you here. Yeah, the number of input features 3, then the hyperplane becomes a 2D plane here. This point you have to remember. Here, next another step. Step number 1, this one, and second step number 2. Here, right hyperplane. How do you do? Here we have three types. Just now I told you, and segregating the classes well. So you can segregate like this: A, C, B with some symbols. This X and Y axis like that. So how we can identify means we can go like this only. So we can maximize the distance between the nearest data point. Okay, this is a data point. So we put nearest, and hyperplane will help us to decide the right hyperplane. This distance is called the margin. So we are having data points like this, like this. So we can carry out and find the hyperplane like this. So at last we can go for the conclusion. That is, some of you select the hyperplane B as it has highest margin compared to A. Just see the diagram. So this is a data point compared to A. B only having the largest and closest data points here. And we can say SVM select the hyperplane which classify the classes accurately period to maximize the margin here. And here hyperplane B has a classification error and has a classified all correctly. Therefore, the right hyperplane is A. Just remember and underline here. So even here data points, but his the A is the correct one. So this is about understanding what is SVM, that is support vector machine, and how it works and its support for data sets. And in the part of machine learning algorithm. If any queries or suggestions, please kindly comment with the social media. And thank you for watching the video. Thank you.